pretty good baseball player too.
Yes.
Yeah, real good.
Ain't got no ground.
Any fish, Mr. D? Right, you knows how to fish?
Yes.
I might.
Is that all, Mr. Ellis?
That is it for our youth council and senior recognitions.
We appreciate what you did with the youth council this year. It was your idea, I believe, and I think it turned out really good.
Well, I gotta have great help. Miss Kara, Jocelyn, and Brandon, they do a phenomenal job of helping us facilitate that. So,
Yes, they did. Item B on the agenda, a discussion for MLK building renovations and analysis. Mr. Peyton Williamson, talk to me.
Good evening. So, last week or the week before, we met with Jonathan Overholt and his crew and about 6 or 7 other contractors. Mr. Patrick was there and a few others from the city here to go over the MLK building and see what the preliminary numbers would be for renovations of this building. Now, we have 2 estimated bids. One estimated bid is of a general returning it back to service, which is the least amount of work that we would do to turn it into an office building should we rent it to someone else. That number was proposed to us on Friday, May 1st, which was $363,810. The other bid, which is what we would call for the barracks, to make it an occupiable space, that's something that you can stay in and live in for these firefighters and everything like that, required a lot more upgrades, a lot more renovation to create full-out bathrooms and things like that, showers and all the things that this building does not have. A full kitchen. The building has, preliminarily, I'd say not. That number is $947,612.
Hey, can I get you back up a second?
Yes, sir.
$300,000 on the remodel. Can you break it down a little better for me? I mean, I'm sure HVAC was in there. Where y'all coming up with this number?
All right, so each contractor walked around with us individually, myself, Mr. Patrick, and went through what would be classified as a lower bid and a higher bid. The higher bid being for our firefighters and making sure that the building is everything that they need.
I'm sorry, I'm more referring to like
But you're talking about the actual
breaking down
breakdown.
like
of it.
carpentry,
Okay, so
HVAC, windows.
the
Is it
general demo is
Ralph.
$19,760.
Yeah.
The concrete, which there's going to be a lot of concrete. The plumbing underneath the building is gone in a lot of places. So in order to repair that plumbing and move it to another location, we have a concrete bid of $2,500. Cabinetry is $5,594, which all the cabinets have seen better days. They've got some mold, some breakdown in them because the systems haven't been on for so long. And that's what a lot of this building is that it hasn't been in use for so long that any window that was left open long enough, moisture gets in. Once moisture gets in, it starts breaking down the building. Windows, all the windows need to, almost all the windows need to be replaced, and that's $35,000 by itself. Flooring, all that VCT tile and everything else like that's broken up, is $38,500. Framing and drywall, $25,000 just to tear down the walls that we don't need and rebuild the walls that would be needed. Painting, $12,000. Fire sprinklers, which is mandatory, that's in there, $71,000. HVAC, I'm sorry, the HVAC is $71,000. Fire sprinkler is $2,500. And that on the lowest bid, to explain that as an office building, a non-occupiable space, something that you would not habitate overnight. Your fire sprinkler system for that versus the fire sprinkler system for the higher bid is very, very different.
Was this in a package?
No,
Should be, yeah.
it's not.
I don't have it right.
No,
No, it's in your
you
book.
received this on email. Yes, you received.
It's
this
in your book.
Yeah,
I
and
know
it's
it's
in
in the
your book.
book, but I can't look at it and do
Well,
all
no,
this at the same
you
time.
actually have two sets of bids in there.
Sir,
You have 2 sets of bids in there.
well, you call a bid, I would call an estimate, but I mean,
Estimate.
yeah, this is,
Estimates.
yeah,
These are estimates.
this is, from normally we get stuff on our agenda packets on Friday and, it gives us a chance to look over them. It's hard to look over something when you hadn't seen it
It's
before.
actually supposed to be in, anything that we
Yeah.
review is supposed to be in
So-
the packet.
It was
There-
emailed also.
There's
With
a
that
number
being
of
said-
things, there's a number of things that were not ready to be, that were not back to us. And so once I got them, I send them
Maybe
out
we
in
need
the
to
email,
postpone
just as quickly as I could.
It was
and that's
even
fine, I
Friday.
understand that. With that being said, I would like to possibly, if we could, I'd like to make a motion to table this until our work session on the 19th.
it.
That way
Second,
we all have time to go through this, dig through all the numbers, come up with questions about the future of the building and all that, because this could be a long discussion. We've got a work session on the 19th, right?
Yeah, yes, but that agenda is already filled from 3 to 6. So
Some of it-
we
this
would
might be a
need
little
to
more
have
important than
a
some of that.
separate day.
Sorry.
I would ask for you all to have a separate day because on the
If
19th,
y'all
we
wanna
already
come in
have.
earlier or something, I don't care.
We already come in early on the
I know,
19th.
I know, but I mean, this needs to be discussed in a work session, not,
Yeah, I
not,
agree.
not.
I
right
got a
now.
motion on the floor in a second right now. So, motion and second. Now we can do discussion. You saying you don't have room for it, so.
So yes, on the 19th, we have the Heart of Georgia that will be coming down, and
Right.
all of our department heads will be bringing forth budget presentations. And so we right now have a jam-packed schedule from 3 to 6. And we're going to work all 3 of those hours through lots of discussion. And then we'll have our regular council meeting at 7 to include an executive session. So we have a pretty lengthy day that day. The only option of that is to come in earlier, maybe if we want to start at 2 o'clock. That's
we can do it on
certainly
the
up to
2nd
you.
or the 16th of June.
Can we?
I was about to say,
On what day?
sure
What
see
day?
the light.
I don't know about anybody else.
You said in June?
I'm saying we could do it the 2nd or the 16th of June, if everybody's agreeable, and I don't know.
Ahead of our normally scheduled meetings.
Yeah,
That's certainly, yeah, that's certainly
Well, we
fine.
can- I
I'm
don't
fine
care,
with
either one.
the June 2nd meeting. I just, again, I just want to make sure you all know that we already had a guest presenter coming on the 19th along with all of our department heads.
Peyton, my problem with this, I'm looking at here is typically when you put a building out for commercial and it's not specifically somebody, you get it structurally sound. But all this build out of cabinets and all, that's typically something that the person renting it does. Whoever rents it, they do build out inside. You're responsible for the roof, the air, you know that from y'all's building, roof, air conditioning, walls, windows if necessary. But as far as, inside the, cabinetry and all that, that's typically going to be up to whatever they do with it. You don't know what you're going to do with it. Now, if you're doing it specifically for the fire department, then that would be specific to what he's trying to do.
Well,
Go ahead, Mike.
Give y'all something to think about. We need to decide if we're gonna use it for fire
That's my point.
or if we're gonna lease it. If we're gonna lease it, we spin their wheels. We don't need to
Yes.
have property to lease. We need to sell it as is.
I agree.
So, and that's why I made the motion for the work session, because there's a lot of stuff we got to figure out about this building that we need to come to a consensus on.
I would
I
like
wanna
to say
talk to
one
Mr.
thing.
Overholt, too,
You have
about
2
something.
sets of bids.
Commissioner Stockton,
Sorry.
you would say,
I'd like to speak to Mr. Overholt about some of this detail stuff. Like I said, I just saw this when I got here. Didn't come with our agenda packets. We ought to make a pretty firm policy that if it's not in our agenda packets, it's.
we have that policy.
Okay.
Mr. Conn, can I ask, we asked you to find out if the ARPA had to go or it could be transferred. Did you determine that?
That's on it's down on the agenda. We got that.
Okay, so that's on another
It's on
area.
another line item. in the
All right,
agenda.
go ahead.
Just a small clarification here. So you have 2 bid numbers that are Friday, May 1st, 2026. You have 2 bid numbers that are Tuesday, May 5th. Those are 2 separate systems there, just letting you know. Make sure that you don't add all these numbers together and
Correct.
right? So the Tuesday, May 5th, we actually had to back up and make sure that we went through Fire Station 1 as is and what the possibility of the new barracks were. It's a new building that does not exist. The May 1st is the MLK building. Okay, so that's just to distinguish everything for your work session. If you have any further questions,
Well, I've got one question. So if they do what they're saying, some of them are saying take that building from fire, I'm assuming that would mean we would not do the additional building onto Station 1. So does your bid break that out of it?
no, sir. But
That's
if
what
we're
I
not going to do the additional bid on building 1,
Regardless on Station
Yeah.
1, no matter what, we have to put a new roof, right?
Mhm.
We got to address the plumbing issue,
Yes.
and you'll be addressing the training area, I'm assuming, that where the dormitories are now. So those three things have to happen no matter what you do with MLK, I think, right?
That is correct.
Okay, go ahead.
I remember specifically talking about this. We need a breakout because if we take the MLK building for fire, we won't need an addition on the Station One.
That is
So
correct.
we've got to have a breakout between how much is that addition.
So when you look at the May 5th bid,
Uh-huh.
the top number, fire station renovation is 1.5. Option for the 52 by 80 additional behind the fire station, that includes that. That is 1.9. So those are the estimates that we
Oh,
received.
wow.
If you look at the last page in your notebook, I provided you with the breakdown that the internal staff conducted back in 2024, being that Mr. Bohannon, Mr. Patrick, Major Reddish, Mr. Schuman, and our retired building inspector, Mr. Don Herron. Peyton came into that conversation once he was hired and transitioned into that role. But I provided you with the spreadsheet and a breakdown of what those things would be, and what our estimates were. Again, these were 2024 when we began talking about these numbers for the roof and all of the things that will take care of the station. We were estimating about $401,000 just for some preliminary work inside of Fire Station One. What we estimated for.
Mr. Ellis, your numbers were with use of subcontractors?
This was with us trying to coordinate with subcontractors, trying to coordinate with the Department of Corrections, and us handling all of the logistics of the general contracting internally.
Yeah.
That was
So
what
are you saying that the actual addition part then is 400,000?
the addition from, if we're gonna put a steel building there, what we
addition
projected, we were looking at about $640,000 for the addition.
640 for the addition.
Yes.
Okay.
And that spreadsheet is in your notebook.
Yeah, I realize that's in the notebook, but there again, we don't see the notebooks till we sit down here.
Okay, I do have a
You can see
motion on
now.
the floor, unless y'all want to draw it in a second to
No, I don't
table
want to
this.
draw
Do y'all want to table or do you want to discuss it? Right now, discuss
We
it.
table it. Table it.
Okay, so then Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Houston,
Yes.
Commissioner Cockfield,
Yes.
Commissioner McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Deal,
Yes.
Commissioner Altman,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, this item has been tabled. Thank you, Mr. Clayton.
Sir.
All right, item C, discussion fire hydrants, use of the ordinance policy. Mr. Crawford.
Good evening. This is to develop a fire hydrant use policy. Basically, it's for our hydrant meters that we loan out to contractors for water, for them to get water. And right now, they pay a refundable deposit and there's nothing saying for them to bring it back. So they just hold on to it indefinitely. It's getting to that point. This policy will, instead of doing a refundable deposit, it will be more like renting out a hydrant meter. There's 3 different levels and they'll be required to report a reading once a month. Right now I have to track them down. So
They don't bring your meter back, is what you're saying?
they just keep using it right on.
In my world, that's called theft.
Theft by conversion, is that what that's called?
This will generate some more revenue for the water department too.
So, and one of the things that we've been talking about was whether we wanted to create a policy or do we need to implement an ordinance. And I think our recommendation is probably going to be go ahead and raise it up to an ordinance. That way we won't have to get caught up in the language of policy over ordinance. And that's, I talked to Mr. Connor about that a little bit today. And, I think our goal is to bring you all back an ordinance to approve at our next meeting.
Do you need anything from us to make that happen?
No, we wanted to bring it for discussion to let you know what was going on with it. And again, as we had been talking about it, we had, worked from the framework of creating a policy. But again, after talking with legal, we decided that, our route would be probably just to go ahead and make this ordinance.
Understood.
Do you need to replace any of those? You're good? You don't need to replace any?
Not at the moment.
Famous last words.
Thank you.
That all? Next item on the agenda, discussion on the, I guess that's the ARPA funds. Mr. Connor?
I have a couple of handouts that
Y'all just take one and pass it down.
Hopefully we can make this quick.
I think, yeah. So the first, well, let me get them off first.
Is it two different ones or is it all?
Yeah, it's two different ones.
Oh, wait, pass them back then.
Should be one of these.
One,
Oh, just one.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
one and one.
We'd like to ask if we can, anything's gonna give it out for our meetings, we really need this stuff in advance, y'all. Because we got that, it's not fair for the commissioners, we give it at the last second, this or the other, they need it in that package.
Mayor, some of the times those forms are not ready to be drafted, so we try to send those things out on email, which we're 24 hours in advance is what we try to make sure that we stay within the framework.
They're not ready, I mean.
I understand, but
they're postponed to the next
They,
meeting.
if they're gonna consider, we just need to make sure that they have it in time, they got time to review it, you know?
Check your email.
That's it, you cannot.
So all these materials are taken from the city's records, which are readily available to everybody here. The first, so what this sheet does is it shows every grant and source of money that the city received in connection to ARPA, SLURF, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Also, at the bottom of the page is the GFA grant that some way or other Mr. Deal got us. Anyway, and Mayor. So this is a listing of the monies that we have. The monies that are at issue in this transfer question are the ones that appear in blue, which total $3.674 million. Okay. And those monies are what we call non-entitlement unit monies, which there was a pot of money that the federal government set aside for municipalities that had 10,000 or fewer residents. And that pot of money went to the states, and then the states determined how to spend that money. So the city applied for those monies. And we originally applied for the $3.674 million, and then we broke it down into two separate projects. And one is, as you know, one is the fire stations 1 and 2, and the other is the contribution toward East Jessup Sewer. So that's where those two monies are. Everything else on here is either already spent or already allocated. For example, that 515 at the top, that was basically expense offset money that we got a long time ago, and that money's gone.
Can I interrupt you just a minute, please? You said 1.837 million was for the match on the sewer grant, and 1.837 million was for Station 2 and Station 1. I was thinking that was just for Station 2. No?
No, what the documents say, what our documents say is 1 and 2. That's what our reports say, and that's what our applications say.
So initially, yes, I will say they were for, but when we had to obligate the money
Right,
in
so I was thinking,
October
I
of
hadn't
20,
dreamed that, and they were initially, okay.
yes, when we had to go back and they required us to obligate the money, we brought a presentation. Don Heron actually brought that presentation for you. We all discussed that we were going to be able to maximize the opportunities to go with steel structures for both Station 2 and Station 1 to be able to utilize that monies to advance both departments with new living quarters. And then whatever we would have left over, we would apply to the renovation of Station 1. And so that is what we submitted at that time with your approval and the plans that we all provided you all with then.
Well, I was just remembering the first part. I didn't
Were you
remember.
specific with that on the plan, or my question, I guess, is, Mr. Connor, so would, if they consume the MLK building as part of Station 1, would
No.
that count that way? Or
That was not.
I don't, so here's this little sheet takes a book of rules and regulations and tries to summarize it for y'all. There's two important things on the backside of this sheet. There's an obligation deadline of December 31, 2024. And there's we got to spend it by the end. Got to spend it by the end of the year. We're gonna leave it.
Yes.
So December 31, 2026. Spend this money for Pete's sake. We don't want to send any money back. So the obligation deadline means we have to have earmarked these monies toward a bona fide project and begin incurring costs toward those projects. I do not think we can take the position that MLK was a bona fide project in 2024.
But if the remodel of Station 1, without MLK, if the remodel of Station 1 and this model of Station 2, which is already overrunning the budgets, if they consume the 1.8,
We can
so
move.
we got $1 million in splosh. Is that right?
I don't know how much you have in
that
spots,
right, Mr.
but yeah, but
So,
presumably that would be.
Our budgets are not overrun with neither. We haven't even started on the Station 1.
Well, I mean.
We're
the-
well under
the
budget
estimates,
for
yeah.
Station 2 right now, and we're trying to, monitor that as me and David and Patrick are monitoring that every single day. And we had conversation just before the meeting about making sure that we're staying on top and whatever we go over.
And you're right,
We'll
I
make sure.
apologize.
Um,
You're right, you were under budget on Station 2. I'm saying the estimates on Station 1, I believe, were higher than anybody anticipated. So that's what I meant.
That is correct, but those estimates were not the plan that we presented to you all that would be included in that 1.8. This was a different scope of work that this was, done as we went to investigate MLK and the Station 1 renovation. So that's a whole different, estimate that you've been provided that is not in line with what we presented to you all, which was also submitted to ARPA whenever we had to obligate the funds back in 2024.
And are you saying this is,
You can't just move, it's gotta be a project that's obligated in by 2024. You can't just move money around.
So doesn't that mute to make the work session kind of mute if we can't do that anyway?
We can't do what now?
If we can't do that anyway, we can't spend it on the,
well, it
Okay,
depends on how
anyway.
much Station 1 and Station 2 cost. I mean, if those two cost 1.8, and they very well might do that, according to these estimates that I'm looking at.
So this
If
is
they
what you
do, then no, it won't change out a bit.
Well, you can't move it. He just said that.
No, we're not moving it. If
We
we're,
still
I'm
need to
saying,
decide what we need to do with the building.
you're still,
You
you're
about
still
said something.
spending on Station 1.
let Mr. Carter finish. What was it, Mr. Carter?
So this is what you can do.
Okay.
If it's a qualified, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if it's a qualified project that existed as of December 31 of 2024, you can move the money to that project. So for example, if we are under budget on Station 1 and 2, and we need some more money on East Jessup, we can move that, part of that 1.8 to East Jessup. Likewise, we could move part of that money to the big sewer project down at the bottom. Now, the big sewer project down at the bottom is subject to a completely different set of rules, and it's harder to move that money around. So which we're gonna use that money anyway. But that's just FYI. Another FYI is the grant also has a December 31 deadline. We need to spend that money.
So Commissioner, to answer that, there in the SPOS 5, there was allocations for Station 1 renovations to $1 million in that SPOS 5. So that is correct on that.
One thing we need to understand, guys, Jonathan Overholt is the gold standard on builders,
Yeah.
I agree.
which makes him a little bit more expensive.
He's good.
I love him to death, he's a great guy, don't tell me about it. But I'm not sure that we'll end up spending exactly as much as he says.
He does good work. He is.
Oh,
Yes.
best in the West.
But both of these projects, if we were going in that route with that, we would have to put these out for bid. So those projects would be,
Understand.
put out for bid.
I'd say you get what you pay for most time though.
That's right. I agree with the mayor. If I was building something like this, I'd want Overholt to build.
Yeah, me
That'd
too.
be the first call I'd make.
It costs more, but it'd be done right, guaranteed.
Yeah, but you got to do the right thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. What is the right thing? That's what y'all gotta say.
Bid it out.
He did some work on me that
Oh, it
I
has to
spent
be.
way
Has to
more.
be, yeah.
I fiddled around with 3 or 4 different people trying to fix something, and when I finally called him, it was done right the first time. It cost a little more, but the cumulative of all those others, I spent more than what if I'd have gone to him. in the
Again,
first
our role in this was getting someone who had the qualified experience that would come in
That's
and
fine, that's
evaluate
fine.
these buildings for us as you
That's a
all
great thing.
requested for us to do.
was great.
Okay, as it stands, we're gonna have a work session on MLK building. And does everybody, any questions? Everybody understand what Mr. Connors
Yes.
Okay, so everybody's clear?
Spin it.
Let's move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Collins.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
let me say this too. If you pull off a miracle and all these things are under budget, we've got other obligations that we could shift this money to. For example, we have an outstanding intergovernmental agreement that requires us to provide fire service out in the county. That was an outstanding obligation that existed before 12/31/2024. If we had to, we can made the money over there.
And we're spending way more on that than what we're collecting.
So we're gonna spend the money.
You just opened up a new one.
I'm not gonna send anything back.
All right, what's the
I agree.
next?
Next time, yes, new agenda. New business.
Well, let me ask you, Chris, is SLURF, I've never heard it referred to as SLFR. That's the same as ARPA?
No. So coronavirus had different pockets, different kinds of money. And SLURF is a specific kind of money. It's revenue replacement money. SLURF is the easiest money to utilize and the easiest money. It has the fewest restrictions on it of any of the monies.
What does it stand for, do you know?
I can tell you, let me just tell you. So
Yeah, I'm just curious now. We don't
State
ask the question.
state
I
and
don't know.
local physical recovery funds.
What is it again?
State and local physical recovery.
Okay, thank you, Swerve. New business. Bid award on a tractor for public works. Mr. Martin.
Good afternoon. We received 7 bids on the tractor and ranging from $40,350 to $57,187. So the low bid TYM, it meets all the specs. It's it's got a 3-year warranty, 2-year bumper to bumper, and it's actually a 58 horsepower tractor.
Which one was that?
The TYM from Harris Ace,
Harris Ace.
What's the price on that?
$40,350.
Mr. Deal, you got a question?
Yeah, I got a question.
That was from Harris Ace.
Yes.
You know, I'm all about giving it to the lowest bidder. I'm not sure that tractor's gonna compare to a Kubota or a John Deere. I got a Kubota.
Yes.
Well, worked on John Deere's all my life.
Yes.
They're a different tractor than whatever that is, TYM.
Yes, sir.
Are you good with that?
I don't have any definitive reason not to be.
Like bidding a Cadillac and a Volkswagen.
Yeah, I never even heard of this one that, this off-brand one you're talking about. I'm like Mr. Deal. I know when I was at the county, we bought John
Sorry.
Deere's and they good luck with it.
Have you looked at the warranties on them?
The warranty on the TYM I did. It's a 3-year warranty and a 2-year bumper to bumper.
One other important thing is where you gonna take it to get it worked on?
That's a good point.
We made that contact also, and they have a full service department running out of Brunswick.
For Harris Ace. That's the one you're wanting?
That's the low bid.
Is that the one you want?
That's not what I asked yet.
Well, if it was my money, I would buy the Kubota.
Okay.
But
What about the Bobcat? The one still better?
the 41912,
Uh-huh.
it didn't meet the bid specs.
How much more is the Kubota?
The Kubota is
For
$4,200.
You know, something I didn't think about too. I misspoke the other day when we were talking about local dealers.
Yep.
I didn't realize Mr. Folsom owned all that over there in that big dealership where across from the cemetery.
Yeah, he does.
So,
CNS
Yeah.
Autos.
yeah.
He owns
What-
it with Kevin Carter.
Yeah. I mean, while, so I guess I should say, you could almost consider, Mr. Folsom a local dealer in that respect, because he pays a lot of property tax and that's anyway, I withdraw my comments I said at the meeting when he wasn't a local dealer. I didn't realize he had such a big outfit here in Jessup.
A question.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson, Johnson,
Go, I'm coughing.
Charles Coughlin, you got it for me, sir.
Yes, is this, Harris here in Jessup?
Yes.
Hey, Sarwell.
So,
Yeah,
why not again, we're talking about, again, local business. Even though you got Woody Folsom and this Apple and, Motors, you still got a local company here, Ace. So we might as well give the business to him, $350,000. We might as well give the business to him. It's a local business.
Mr. Folsom owns Apple Motors, doesn't
Yes, sir.
I'm ready now.
We'd like to point out, we did the same thing last week. We didn't give it to low bid.
Correct.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
Patrick,
Yes,
all
ma'am.
these did not meet your specs. Which ones are met your specs? Which ones would you like for us to look at?
The ones that met my specs was STEC, I think is what. That was the Coyote, the Applin Motors, the Kubota, and the Harris Ace. Is the three that was within our price range that met our specs.
So
Entertain a motion.
Hold on, wait.
I have a
he?
question.
Jonathan,
So basically, we're looking at the top three. Kubota, Bobcat, TYM, correct?
The 41912 Bobcat, it did not meet the
It
specs.
did not. Okay.
So just three met the specs.
Mhm.
Does it show, public reports on sales specs?
You got a question, John?
I do. So, my question is simply, you said you would, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, I promise. But can I get your reasoning behind wanting the Kubota over the TYM?
Just my reasoning would be one, you haven't heard of them. I don't have much experience with them.
Right.
They're,
I'm in the same boat. I don't know what a TYM
Right.
is. Yeah.
He's drove mine.
Yeah, this would be like buying a Hyundai car.
I got a Kubota.
That's what I mean, Kubota.
Yeah, I got one myself. All right, board, any more questions?
Hold on, Ralph.
Hold on, Mr. Dixon.
I don't think he got 5 stars.
No, so
Do Google review there.
I hate to be like, I Googled it, but just found some common issues with the TYM. We got some clutch issues that are pretty commonly reported. Some of the electronics have issues as well as parts and availability. And I know we run our equipment hard.
yes, sir.
So again, I'm not trying to stack the deck here, but
I'm good with the Kubota.
I know Kubota's a reputable brand. I've never heard of TYM.
It's the largest selling small tractor in the world.
TYM?
No.
Oh, Kubota. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a motion we buy Kubota. And it, no reflection on Harris, like, those guys are really good friends of mine. But I just think that Kubota's,
So we're not going with the local.
That's what his motion is. Yeah.
Woody Folsom is local.
Oh, I thought he said that.
No, it's Apple Motors.
That's Apple and Motors. That's not.
yeah. he
Yeah,
has-
Apple Motors is Woody Folsom. That's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, he owned by Woody Folsom.
Okay.
It's owned by Woody
So
Folsom.
Commissioner Hills made a motion to buy the Kubota. Do I have a second for that?
I'll second.
I got a second by Commissioner McCullough. Any discussion at this point?
I'd like to say something.
Sure.
So I know that we always talk about buying local when we can, and I respect that, and I always want to try to do that. But I have a feeling we're kind of in apples to oranges a little bit, right? So if they had issued a bid for a Kubota that met the specifications that we wanted for cheaper, I would be all about it. But I'm also about spending the taxpayers' money wisely, right?
Yes.
And it's an investment, buying a piece of equipment. So $4,000 to get what fits our job a little bit better and is more reliable. I don't have a problem going outside if we need to do that. It's about getting what I feel is the best investment for the taxpayers' money that we are in charge of to spend wisely. So that's my reasoning behind being in favor of buying something from Apple Motors over a local provider. Not be popular, but that's where I'm at.
I won't say that it's real popular either, but that's
Well,
my feelings.
To a point, HR Ware is owned by a local business, but then Woody Folsom does own property here. So I can't argue that point. I do believe absolutely in spending money locally. The car dealer thing, that's how I feel very strong about that.
Yep.
But I feel this way about this, but if he owns property here and he does business over here and he does, then I can't call that not local.
I agree with that.
So anyway, any further discussion? Madam Clerk, call roll, please.
Commissioner Cottrell,
Yes.
Commissioner McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Deal,
Yes.
Commissioner Altman,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
No.
Commissioner Houston.
No.
Motion passes with 4-2.
Thank you.
By your Kubota.
Yes, sir.
All right, item B, discussion and approval of 2025-26 budget amendment.
We've also provided you with this information on some of the items, line items throughout our budget, that we have,
Can I ask
really.
you, Paul, a second?
Yes.
Can I give you an opportunity to elaborate why you know, if you like to, or no?
No.
Okay,
He
I'm just
said no.
checking.
That was the answer.
You Perry?
No, I didn't say my no. That's my
That's the
answer.
That's all I want to know. Okay, go ahead.
Why talk about it?
Or you might want to say why you know. Okay.
No, I ain't got no more to say about it. It's been passed, so what? What's the difference?
That's fine.
All right, everybody.
Move on.
So we've provided you all with some budget amendments that we feel is important for us to bring before you, to make these amendments, to help us, offset some of the deficits in the line items. We have had the opportunity to look at some of the, projections for the remaining of this budget, and we also need to go ahead and take care of some of the negative balances in some of these line items. The majority, and I would say the majority, all of these are related to health claims, workers' comp, premiums, and then the most recent one that we added on today was related to our property and liability insurances. And so to our health claims in the general fund, we're going to ask for an increase in line item 552200 to $112,450. Line item 552201, increasing it to about $43,200. Line item 512100, increasing it by $23,000. Line item 552200 by $200,000, and line item 552200 by $19,000. We will also ask you all to consider the increase from the general fund to the downtown fund to cover some of those same expenditures of $8,000 in line item 611001. And we will be transferring that to line item 391201. We're also asking for an increase in line item 512100 $6,000, and line item 552200 of $2,000. In the water sewer fund, we have several that need to be adjusted for increases. One of the things I will say is we've estimated about a 10% increase in our liability and property insurance. We received our bill and we had a significant about 15.7% increase. And so that leaves us a shortfall of about $26,000 from what we budgeted, about $585,000. And so it's increased to about $611,000. And so that's where you see a significant, I would say, deficit in your report. And I will say this, during the hurricane of 2024, we discovered that a number of items were not tallied into the liabilities. Even though they did take on the initiative of replacing some of those things, we have all of our vehicles and all of our food equipment now accounted for, along with the additional things that we have purchased, and to include the adding on of our pool. And also we've had some very extensive claims throughout the city. And so that's where you see that increase coming in. Again, line item 552201, $15,000 for workers' comp claims, and line item 523101, $27,000 for property and liability insurances. We feel certain that all of our other deficits we will be able to take care of with other line items as we make adjustments with department heads. And, you know, we hope that we won't have to bring anything back to you. But again, these were extreme deficits in the budget, and all of these, again, were related to insurances, health, premiums, claims, and workers' comp.
Mr. Dill?
Did you look at other line items to see if any could be moved from other line items?
Yes, we did, Mr. Deal. The last 2 years, we worked on decreasing a lot of the fluff in the budget. So that limited our ability to be able to move at the direction of the council. So
Okay, one other thing to look at. We purchased a lot of new vehicles in the last few years.
Yes, sir.
You need to search and see if there's any old vehicles we're not using to get them off the insurance. Because that insurance on a single vehicle was, when I was there, $2,000.
Yes,
So
sir.
it might be as much as $3,000 now.
Yes, sir. And we're working, I know, me and Patrick and Lieutenant Layton are reviewing all of our fleet. We're taking everything off, everything we take off, we're putting it on Gulf Deals. And so we're making sure we're removing, those things. Like I said, you know, when we encountered that hurricane, we realized that a lot of things hadn't been added and updated, but I will tell you that we've doing a better job of tracking that. And every time we purchase something, we're getting it turned in immediately.
We we approved some work on insurance claims in the past. Have you noticed it's still going up, I guess?
Yes, sir.
A lot of claims.
Yes, sir. When Ms. Ronda, she came in the office the day before yesterday and brought me that bill, and I like to fell out the chair. I was like, geez, it never ends. But you know, things happen. We've had a significant amount of,
So you have
things.
some several real large claims.
We've had a few. Some of them we've been able to dispute and move forward with what was estimated by GERMA. But there are a few that are still pending that we haven't got to the resolution yet.
So I'll make a motion at this time to accept the approved budget.
Okay, got a motion and second.
Second.
A motion by McCullough, second by Cockfield, Tim Cockfield. Any discussion? Tim Cockfield. Commissioner Cockfield.
Oh, no, no, John, what you said. Sometimes I get confused about my own
Madam
name.
Clerk, call roll, please.
Commissioner McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Deal,
Yes.
Commissioner Altman,
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan,
Yes.
Commissioner Houston,
Yes.
Commissioner Cockfield.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes. Item D, discussion renaming Fifth Street and Pine Street Lane for the Board of Education.
Item C.
C,
I'm jumping one.
C,
Sure did. I was discussion on the prep, budget prep. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michelle.
All right,
You
so.
had the floor. Why didn't you just keep?
So I just wanted to make sure you all were aware, we had all our department heads submit their preliminary budgets to us, and we're taking the opportunity to go through those. And we're actually starting to make some inputs into our budget prep platform. And we are going to be working throughout the rest of this week and the first part of next week to start building our framework around the salaries and benefits and all of the insurances. Given the fact that we know that we are making this amendment tonight, we're going to go ahead and start making those adjustments as we build the new budget. So the new budget will reflect some of these adjustments because we can anticipate that some of those things will continue throughout the next budget cycle. I wanted to bring this to your attention. Our goal is to have a finance committee meeting on February the 12th at 4. That'll give us an opportunity to really sit down with our finance committee and to talk about some of the preliminary projections as it relates to our line items that department heads have submitted, things that we will be exploring as far as, you know, different quotes that we're getting for items and things for that you all have already asked us to bring for discussion. And then we will have the opportunity to discuss this as a whole on February 19th during our work session. Again, we're going to ask our department heads to bring those items that are above my approval limit to you all for approval before we even input them into the budget. And so again, we continued our approach around a zero-based framework, budget, where we're looking at the cost of uniforms and all the different things that we buy for equipment, things that are continual costs, and making sure that we're making those adjustments now so that we don't have to come back and ask for adjustments right before we vote or amendments after we vote. So we're taking the necessary steps to do that. And if you all have any input or items that you want us to consider, I know we're going to get to the conversation of capital projects, what things you want to see put into it, we certainly are open to those recommendations and discussions before we get to the 19th. So I wanted to create this opportunity for you all to share input or thought about, what you want to see in this budget. We are going to continue to, I would say, as Commissioner McCullough says, math the math. We're going to continue to do that. That's kind of me and Ms. Tracy's joke when we start building the salaries and benefits, math to math. So we're keeping that approach, and we hope to bring you back a budget that you could support and that you would approve.
Anything else?
Finance Committee, are y'all good on the 12th? That's Mr. Deal, the mayor, and Mr. Perry.
What time?
What time?
4.
What day is that?
That's on next Tuesday.
I'm good with that.
Remind me.
Yes, sir. And like I said, on the 19th, we will bring all of those things back to the commission as a whole, and we will begin to explore and have some good conversation around the yeses and the nos.
Sounds fun. All right, is that all?
That's it.
Okay, now moving to D. Discussion of renaming Fifth Street and Pine Street Lane for the Board of Education. Mr. Ellis and Mr. Williamson.
If you want to start.
All right, so you all approved for the school board to split some zoning and property, and they've made those transactions move forward. And so they've been discussing about how can we provide, those individuals who are obtaining those properties with an address so that they're not utilizing the school board's address. They have a alley lane or that was used in the past that was cut off after, the school renamed and started utilizing it as a pickup lane. But we're wanting to go back and use that. And so we want to bring that up for discussion tonight. The school board approached us and asked us to consider making that a new accessible lane. They have agreed to maintain it with the understanding that we would have service to and from and coordinating with the Postal Service and our dispatch system.
Yeah, so remember Mr. Weatherspoon came before you, the Board of Education, separated the gym. In order to give him a physical address that he can use for that site, especially for any 501c work that he's going to be doing, he has to have a physical address. The line item actually on your budget was, we're not talking about Fifth Street or Pine Street alley. This is out the bus loop around back. The actual physical road that separates the larger field from the 3 plats that are now on that land. It starts on Pine Street, goes all the way around to 4th Street, right shy of the railroad crossing. I've been in talk with Mr. Stephen Boyd, and they have sent a letter. It is in your packet. It's in the very back. I don't know if everybody's got that. Sent from the superintendent. Wayne County Board of Education has agreed to name the road adjacent to the gym of the old Oak Vista site as the North Side Drive, naming it after the school as an honor. They are relieving us of the maintenance of the road for perpetuity, and that they, in order to make that legal and give it an address system that can go through the USPS, TDOT, and everybody else, we have to have these meetings. It has to be in the minutes so that we can turn all that over as an accessible road, even though we technically don't own it because there are no utilities under it. They're taking care of the maintenance, and this is precedented by Yellow Jacket Drive and Jacket Lane and Yellow Jacket Drive, which are at the old high school, is the frontage road that crosses between the baseball fields and the football field. It's a designated road. It has a name. I don't know if many people know that. Also, the front loop of the old high school where the police department spent a long time, that front loop had a designated name as well. So we have precedent to do this. They're just asking for us to accept. We name the road and move forward.
And this is only up for discussion tonight. This is not, we'll have to advertise this, and so it won't be for your approval until
Is it
next
dirt
week.
road?
It is.
No, it's not a paved road.
That's a paved road.
It's 20-foot paved road. The pavement is in good condition. There's really no.
This letter binding though, my problem is we're taking it on as a city.
We're not accepting it. It doesn't become our road until we accept it.
Accept it.
Yeah,
We're not accepting
So we're not accepting it.
by the ordinance. It says that the planning commission, which is actually myself and Mr. Schuman. We accept the names of roads and we give the names of roads. And it's your job to have the minutes and the discussion to make sure that you approve the names of the roads. And this isn't like Mr. Ellis said, this isn't up for vote. This is just a discussion to alert you of what's going on and the decision that the Board of Education has made.
Mr. Wilson, this document here,
Yes, sir.
this in our book that stayed at City Hall, this was not mailed to us. When did y'all put that in there?
This actually came to me today.
Well, it was
It's dated
David,
27th.
yeah.
Why is it not being mailed to us? Again, the board needs this stuff in advance.
This
We don't
was
even
this
need
was
to
a
discuss
discussion
this.
that we started a long time ago. And we
Okay,
actually did
this
not
needs to
get
be in
that.
our, if it's gonna be discussed, it's gonna be brought to us. It don't mean, the books stay here. We get emailed that, some emails came today.
I don't
We're
even
supposed to
know.
have this stuff 24 hours in advance, not put in front of us right here in the meeting.
We're supposed to have it
This was
Friday,
sent
not
to me-
24 hours in advance.
Friday, you sent it to me? Okay, so it was in here
It was
Friday.
dated the 27th.
Yes.
I'm just saying that if you want us to
Monday.
consider something,
I
it needs to be,
understand the date says
excuse me,
April
Peyton.
27th.
it needs to be put in our packet, mailed to us. That's when it needs to be if you want us to look at it.
Yes, sir.
Can you ensure that happens, Mr.
So again,
Ellis?
that our goal is to try to compile everything and send it to you. There are times when things don't get to
But
me.
this isn't one of those times. This
No.
is not, I mean, this is not an emergency, and this was a week ago.
I agree.
And clarification, this has been a discussion that's been going on for over 6 months. At the time of this letterhead being
I think
typed,
you're missing the point. The board, if you're gonna have a document, you're gonna present to the board for them to consider. That document needs to be in their hands 24 hours in advance, so they got time to review it, not a meeting. That's not
It's supposed
set.
to come Friday. with the
It's
agenda
not.
packets.
yes, sir.
So if you want us to review something in the future, have it to the board 24 hours in advance, so they got time to look at it.
I thought we did them on Friday. I mean, legally, it has to go
Legally,
24
it's
hours, but
24
our
hours.
policy's always been, we get it
Yeah.
Friday to give us the weekend to kind of look over it and read it and digest it.
Mayor, we're not asking you to consider for a vote. This was a discussion.
It still needs to be before us 24 hours in advance. I mean, that's what the policy we've had for years. Surprised, we got several documents not that's been in our book or sent to email, but they're not in our packet. And that's just not fair to the board.
Got a
Okay.
question.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, you talk about a lot of this stuff right here. It may not be in your package, but if we check our email and read our email, it's in your email.
Some of those email came today.
Not all of them.
I'm locked out of my email.
If you do updates to your email, you'll get them.
No, some emails came today at 11 o'clock.
But we getting emails. I get mine. I don't know why nobody else ain't getting theirs.
Well, like I said, some of the emails I just checked, they were today. The point is, the board has a right to have this stuff in advance before they consider it.
I know that, Mayor, but we get in there.
I think. All right. So where are we at on this?
This is just discussion. We're
Okay.
bringing it for you as a discussion, as a proposal, and we will advertise it, and then it'll be back to you for a vote.
And it'll be in our packets.
Yeah. Yes.
When it's ready to
Be voted on.
Not in the notebook, in the packets. It comes
Yes.
Friday.
When it has a discussion item beside it and says approval, it'll be in there for it to be voted on.
So
True.
is there a problem with the emails that,
Well, no,
or
but
you just have
some
to
of them
have
are
it?
not, some of them are not even, or some of them were brought to the day. You didn't have time. My goal, Commissioner House, is for you, Houston, is for you to have the information in advance enough time that you can consider, not to get surprised at the table. If you get surprised at the table, that's when that's when the board makes bad decisions. They make bad decisions when they don't have the information and time to study it and read it.
And the emails that came today, I'm not sitting at home in front of the computer all day waiting on the email to
This is
come.
make sure you're
You know,
able.
I mean, I didn't know even, I hadn't even checked my email today.
The email that came today was only an update to the actual amendments for the budget. And that was only for us because we realized that on Friday when we sent this, the adjustment for the liability insurance needed to be added to it. And so we did send you an email today so that we can make sure that that was included before we took action on it.
I don't think anybody got problems or anything. I don't think we do. I think the issue is more about having in advance, but
As long as we're not accepting responsibility for the.
no, I don't
money.
think that's the case. Okay.
I don't care.
Anything else, Mr. Williamson?
That's all.
Thank you
Any
very
further
much.
questions?
So we do all that, just numbers.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
All right, items of city manager.
We're singing.
So tonight we have an individual that we want to recognize, and after a lengthy process, and his final return back to the city of Jessup. The chief and I are proud to recognize for promotion Corporal James Tankersley to the rank of sergeant.
Good job.
He took a break and went into private business, but he came back, and he told us when he came back that he was going to work his way up, and he was going to make the rank of sergeant. And I'm proud of him for sticking to that.
He's one of our
I got at least minimum 4 more years and I'll be 71 years old.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tank.
Congratulations.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna tell a little story about your Tank. Don't kill me for it. So when he started at the police department the first time, I think I got you for phase 2 of FTO.
Yeah.
And how old were you, Tank? Do you remember?
59.
59 years old. And I was, we'll call it 30 something. And everything he did, he ran everywhere he went. Like sprinted to the car to get something for a report, sprinted back to the office. I think I told him one time, I'm like, man, you're making me lose too many calories just watching you. You got to slow down a little bit.
Tell about the chase when you dropped this.
We're okay. We don't. you want to tell that story?
Yeah, that's perfect. I
Say-
remember that.
He was on a traffic stop one time, and this young fella took off on foot from him. And Tank said he was going to catch him. I think he said something like, "Come here, fella," or something. Anyway, his hat flew off, and he stopped chasing the fella, turned around and go pick up his hat, put it back on. Back in the
I love that story.
Good stuff.
You did a good job. I know I heard that you gave some girl a ticket. She tried to get a ticket. You made her write an essay. Yeah. I love it. Good job, Tank. We appreciate you.
Yes, congratulations.
Anything else you got there?
So I just want to make sure you all know we've been working through some of our strategic planning. We've talked with the department heads about the work that you all done back in March, and we've got that information disseminated out so that they can make sure that they are aligning the council's priorities in line with the goals of the departments. And so we've had a great 2.5-hour session, and we are hopefully going to bring you back some things that you would be willing to approve. Again, these things are going to be in alignment with things that you all asked and things that you all are asking us to prepare for the budget. So I just wanted to make sure that I informed you on that. We are awaiting Ms. Artiffany to send our work in so that we can get that disseminated out to all of you and all of our department heads. And I'm going to touch bases with her to see when that is supposed to be here, because it's within our 30-day period now.
Yeah.
So that's all I have.
All right. Items with the city commissioners. Anyone first district? Mr. Morgan.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank JR for being promoted to sergeant. We went to high school together, and he told me he wanted to be the police when he was working at Coastal Pines, and he made it happen. So I'm proud of you, and keep up the good work. Thank you. Yes. But also appreciate Public Works. We had a tree fall over on Sumac, and we got it cleaned up. And I appreciate the work y'all do and on a speedy manner. And that's all I have.
Mr. Houston.
So I have a couple of things. One, and I've talked to Patrick about this, but I really just want to put it on the record. If you can help me, Patrick, if I make something, miss something, but in front of the church, Resurrection Church, they're doing work behind there, and there's a road back there that actually appears to be the houses in front of their land. And so they're trying to get answers about property issues, and I understand it's out of your hand and it's above you now. But they're complaining because no one is talking to them and no one is giving them answers. No one is telling them, because they've been paying taxes on this separate tax on this little part of the land back there. So I'm asking if we can speed up that process on giving them answers. More so, you might not have a solution, but can they get some answers in that situation?
Church land is owned by the church.
Go ahead.
What it is originally on where it comes up the sewer line right away, or easement and all of that. Originally it showed on the plats that their property stopped at the edge of our easement, and then it had a clear easement through there marked. Since then, these individuals have bought this property, which is our sewer line right away, our easement through there, and now they're paying taxes on it. And the concern is if they're not able to do anything with it, you know, and they bought it, why should they be having to pay taxes?
They shouldn't pay taxes if it's our easement.
Yes, sir.
Is this behind the church in the hole over there?
Yes, sir.
I begged them not to build in there, but anyway.
Where's the Resurrection Church?
On 4th Street.
Pastor Moore.
And yeah.
Is that the one down there past Hall Richardson on the left?
Yes, sir.
Way down in the swamp? I went to a thing there one time when I was a county commissioner. It's lovely. I mean, we might have trouble with the drainage, but it's a beautiful church. I mean, the people were just beautiful. I went to a.
What? No, I was listening.
Just a look.
No,
You were just.
y'all great on one thing.
I know, absolutely.
So, with that being said, they're just looking for some answers because they've been paying taxes a while on this, and if it was never their land, then they need answers. It's
It's a simple answer. They don't have to pay taxes.
Yeah, I was about to say the church doesn't pay taxes.
That's not exactly right. So the property owner still owns the property. We have an easement across the property. They actually still own it.
Do they pay taxes on our easement though?
So what normally happens is there's a value of the property that is what we call an encumbered value, meaning that piece of property has an easement across it, and therefore that property is worth less than what it would be without an easement. So that's technically the right way to do it. Nobody does it in small towns. Nobody does it that way because it takes somebody to get off their rear end to go out there and do that. So we can either decide to, you know, it's not worth the cost to go figure that out, say it's not taxable, but you know, you still have use of the property subject to the easement. I mean, you can go out and have a picnic on the property. You can actually construct stuff that doesn't interfere with the easement, but you still own the property.
Yeah, I would say they're welcome to picnic over there. I don't think we're talking about enough money that
I would doubt it, but that's technically how that works. Works the same way when you think about it with all that hunting land that you grant conservation easements on, same principle applies. You still own the property.
I love hunting in the power line.
That's true. How used to get feels?
Houston.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Houston or Houston?
How much you miss it?
I thought it was
Okay.
Houston.
So my name is Isaiah Houston.
Oh, okay, I'm
I
sorry.
apologize.
Yeah, I apologize.
Y'all been up here too long not to get simple
I'm
names.
crippled in mind and body. You'll have to forgive me.
Well, get healing for that.
Sure.
I'm trying my best right now.
He's not very.
You had the floor.
Okay.
You ready for it?
So I was just because these are concerns coming from the residents and they want answers. So I was hoping that you can speed that process up since it's been overhead now. Because I'm getting phone calls in Miami.
Wait, but you did carry your phone.
Yeah, you said you didn't have a phone number.
Now you telling my business I said I didn't carry my work phone because I was on vacation. So that's all I was asking on that aspect. Thanks, Patrick. Also, I know last week we talked about the homeless situation. And after that, I was able to go back and kind of look through and see things, and I actually had a sit down with Miss Janice as well and had a very, very wonderful conversation with her. She's a beautiful, faithful woman who's been called to do what she's doing. And I really feel like if we're not going to help her, let's not interfere with what she's trying to do. When I talked to her, first of all, a lot of things that was being said, I just didn't see it. I looked for it. I tried to find it, I just couldn't find it. The issues with, and it wasn't that many homeless people over there. It was maybe two on the porch. And some of those homeless people, by the way, works for her. It's not like they're just homeless. And then, you know, she's even described that there is 3 types of homeless people. We never, there's those that you know, they're in their right mind. They might be felons, and can't get back up, but I mean, some of our highest positions now are felons. So it's you know, they may be felons, they can't get back on their feet. And that's where she steps in to help them. Then you have some who go in the woods, they don't want to be helped. Then you have those with mental issues. She's helping the first group, and she was bringing people in, and they was giving their testimony of how they're not homeless no more, and just the work that she's done. And she also said that she didn't even have the biggest problem came when the ordinance came, because everybody came to her. Police, she said police dropped people off on her car. So I think we need to try, if we're not going to try to help, especially if we're against bringing any kind of building, shelter, or anything that's going to help the homeless, let's not make the problem worse. And because no one wants to bring up a solution, no one wants to build anything to help, no one wants to do ministry or rehabilitation or any of those things. We just want to get rid of them, get them out, but that's not the answer. And we have somebody who's actually doing that or trying. So first of all, let's not harass her. Let's not pressure her. Let's work with her. That's it.
Commissioner Scott.
Well, like my neighbor, I want to enforce the law. A lot of these homeless people are felons. They're dangerous. Even the mentally ill are dangerous. They're scaring people over there at the Wawa and other places. So I want us to enforce the laws that are on the books. And if we're not going to enforce the law, repeal the law. But we need to enforce the law. I did want to mention one thing quickly. I want to thank our brave firefighters that went down to Brantley County and Lower Wayne County, and actually some of these guys, you know, the chief included, went down in a separate. We sent some people down there to be part of the coordinated effort, and we sent some people down there also that actually were able to save property and save houses and all that. And so these guys, they did not shirk away from their responsibility, even though that's not in the city of Jessup. They were there. As soon as we called, they were there. And I just thank these firefighters, and I think they're doing a great job. That's all I have.
Thank you.
So I'll echo that, Chief. Extend our thanks to all those folks and yourself who went down there and fought fire extra from their regular duty, right? Working at the city, doing their shift, and then going and fighting fire down there. So I appreciate that. Second thought, we're still under a burn ban, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I've gotten some complaints that on Dreamland and Hamburg, people are burning at night. I don't really know who's enforcing that. Is that the police?
So,
that's
yeah,
enforcing
they
that?
would call into dispatch. Dispatch has been dispatching both fire and police.
Okay, so I'm going to ask for a special Signal 36 request, because I even went to try to find it. I can't figure out exactly where they're burning to be able to give an address, or I would have given it myself. But there's smoke coming up kind of in the wooded area behind Hamburg down that lane, but it's not right there associated with the house. I'm not real sure. There's property that goes back in there that I can't get to, but somebody's burning during the nighttime hours. If we get a Signal 36 request, see if you guys can track that down for me. Get that stopped, because good Lord, we don't need a fire to break out right in the middle of the city of Jessup during the middle of a burn ban and a drought and everything else. So I don't know what goes on in somebody's mind to see everything that we've seen with fire and decide they're going to burn anyway. So
Might be vaping.
Might be homeless people in the woods. They live in the woods.
It could be. So, if you guys would check on that for me. And I think that's all I got.
Commissioner Dill.
Yeah, thanks to the fire department. Did a great job. the Lord finally basically put that fire out, which it had to be anyway.
Yes.
That's the only way to do it. But you guys were down there working hard. Thanks to Tank. Love you, brother. And the only other thing, Patrick, y'all did a great job paving Heather's Road. That job is better than Tank Plant Road.
That ain't saying much.
That ain't saying a lot. Well, it is. It's a
Did you
good
stripe
road.
it?
It's just a little bumpy. We can take that road to see. Excellent job.
Anything else?
That's it.
Mr. Tank, congratulations, well deserved. Chief, thank you for all you guys, you did and your guys did again. Oh, kudos to y'all. We needed you. You showed up. They needed you. And they do the same for us. And again, Mike, as he calls my road, thank you, Cypress. Myrtle Road looks great. I went and checked out it 2 or 3 times. I know y'all still got a lot going on, but it looks great. Thank you. That's all I have.
Patrick, thank you for fixing that huge pothole over there on Brunswick
Yes.
Street. And I seen y'all there, was it yesterday?
Magnolia.
Oh, man, yeah, Magnolia, that was great.
Yes.
Again, take on Pat Falls, thank you. I tell you, I know we've all said this, but on behalf of the board, please tell your firefighters and to you, as much as we sometimes might fuss a little bit with you, what y'all did was nothing short of incredible. I've never been more proud of your department than I was the last few weeks, the way you guys, y'all fought for the whole county. Y'all fought for 30,000 people. And on behalf of the whole board, I think I can echo that we're grateful for y'all. Please let your men know just what y'all mean to us. Glad to see Mr. Cameron here tonight. To echo what you were saying a minute ago, I had a meeting with Mr. Cameron and some gentlemen Saturday, wasn't it? From First, what was the name of the group again?
City of Refuge.
City of Refuge. And they had some really good ideas of how to, the one thing I heard last week, I'm not giving this full conversation again, because I know everybody don't want to stay this long, but last week, I'm not forget the captain that there, I remember the expression on your face when you said you don't know what to do with them. And I know you really care. I can see that. And you want to have an answer to carry it to send them somewhere. We don't always have an answer. We need to try to have one. We have to enforce laws. We got to live by standard, but at the same time, we need to try to find an answer. And them guys seem like they might have an answer. And I'd like to ask permission to the board if y'all will allow me to continue the conversation with Cameron and those men to see if we can find, they're talking about possibly taking Wayne State Prison and offering a facility where possibly the police could pick the phone up when they're running somebody, when somebody's homeless and they have nowhere to go. They can pick the phone up and get them, if the mental health, get them somewhere to carry, somewhere to get help, real help, long-term help. Am I right? Will y'all indulge me a little time to see what they've got to say and what maybe we can do?
I have a question.
Sure.
Is Mr. Cameron?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are you the one that spoke at the county commissioners meeting? You and was that your wife or? Okay,
Yes.
okay, I remember you.
That's his better part. My fault.
I wear the title of Shauna's husband.
If we're going to, Mr. Cameron, if you will, I'm going to give some seat my time to you. Come on.
Okay. So I got a question for you. So in that meeting, I know you predominantly work with mental health and drug abuse, right?
All behavioral health.
Oh.
All behavioral health.
Anchor's broke up in 2 divisions. One side's clinical, and it's all things mental health.
Mhm.
That could be anxiety, depression.
Mhm.
That could be situational counseling. That could be trauma. Anything that you could go and see a clinical therapist for. The nonprofit arm was stood up 10 years ago to close the gap on non-medical services. These are all things that we were given our time pro bono. Our clinicians were volunteering their time, and addiction's a large part of that. Homeless transition's another part of that, and then just poverty, and just there's a benevolence arm also. Primarily, we're resourced right now for addiction because that's where all the resources are. There's a lot of grant funding. There's opioid settlement dollars. We've been identified to do some work. The resources came, and we stood up the staff to provide that care. Homeless transition is still probably number 2 in the wheelhouse of the nonprofit side. So we partner with Ms. Janice and we help.
Okay, that's what I was thinking because I remember you speaking at the county commission. I was very impressed with you and your wife, and I just the more you spoke, it was more passionate about the addiction side of and the mental health side. And I know Miss Janice, she doesn't deal with the mental health and the addiction side as much. She deals with those who are just trying to, you know, rehabilitate, trying to get there. And
If there was a specialty that we do, it's crisis.
okay,
And that can be defined in a lot of ways. What Ms. Janice does is love people right where they are,
Mhm.
feed them, and be a safe place. Now, we also do that, but then there's a clinical arm to it. There's case management, there's transitional planning, there's a rehabilitation of the person.
Well, I was bringing it up a little bit. We worked together about, was it a year and a half, 2 years ago now, about trying to find solutions. And that was one of the things that, you know, we were looking at to find a place to send them, like we were talking about. Because we found it, majority of the ones out there have some kind of mental health issues. There's a lot of drugs, but almost all of them have mental health. And we didn't have answers. There's not resources local for that. That was where we really ran into a stumbling block. Well, how do we do that? And there's nowhere really besides Georgia Regional, I think, and they're full.
well, all of them don't have mental issues.
Most
We
of them,
know
say,
all
do.
of them
If it's
don't.
poverty,
I've talked to some of them. All of them don't.
if it's poverty, we can transition that person.
Yeah.
With existing resources right now.
We can
I
help
like
most of
what
those.
you're doing, going up there to the prison, that's the perfect place. That's,
course you do.
Most of the ones you're talking about,
Yeah.
though, Kim,
that's
like
where
you
they
just
need to
said,
be.
most of the ones, if it's just poverty, we can help with that. The ones we don't have resources for, correct me if I'm wrong, Cameron, it's the mental health. We don't have the ability.
So if it's poverty, we can transition.
Yes.
Right now, though,
So
we
you-
don't have affordable housing is an opportunity for us. So I can transition somebody, I can get them a
Mhm.
job. If I can't get them in the housing authority because it's full, then I've got to find affordable housing. for
But there's
them.
options.
And they're not really.
But we can work on
But
that.
we're working. for it.
Yes.
Okay, but so poverty we have some hope.
But Miss Janice is
Addiction.
actually doing kind of the same thing, right?
No, she
Yeah,
just feeds.
yeah, I mean, so I'm not sure, you know,
Okay.
where I know
And maybe
she
we need
does.
to bring
I
her
don't
here
know
to
your
speak.
intent in the question. If you're
Yeah.
thinking of duplication of services, that's
You
not
know,
happening.
work session,
Okay.
Okay,
we
what she
already
does
went through all
and what
that.
we do are two totally different things, but we do it together.
My
We don't
point
compete,
was,
we complement each other.
My point was, and pointing out, Dave, is that me and you had a discussion with some people that maybe could help with that issue. And I'd like to ask the board to allow me to spend some time, see if I can get a better, because like one thing you said
This
was.
board has an invitation to come to Atlanta and tour City of Refuge.
Yeah.
We just had the best resource for homeless care in Jessup in the country.
These guys were awesome. They were
in the
awesome.
country. He's got 8 acres of land, 5 acres of it's under roof, everything a person could possibly need to transition in the city of Atlanta. They do kind of a one-stop shop. They've transitioned 50,000 people in the last 25 years in Atlanta.
And it gives you that answer you're looking for, Captain.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, and it's where can you take them? So they're building one in Savannah right now. They're building one in Brunswick. And they're willing to come to Jessup.
And the consideration we're talking about was the prison.
Yeah.
And you know, step one would be to get a plan together, that we need to find resources with that, and then go before the Department of Corrections, see if we can get the board. And I'm willing to help with that. Again, I'm asking if y'all will allow me to make a little work with Cameron a little bit and see if we can find some solutions. Are y'all okay with that? Any objection?
I
And when
think
you get to say when, though,
What's that?
do you get to say when?
You know, Anchor's been doing this work because nobody else was doing the work. And it needed to happen. We
We
didn't
need to
choose it.
confine it to
Okay.
not all these vagrants
The
coming.
reason we started doing this work was we were asked to do addiction assessments and mental health assessments for the homeless. And when we heard how many homeless students were in the Wayne County school system,
That's exactly right.
we decided to help.
Yes.
If Bruce Steele and City of Refuge comes to Jessup and stands up a resource that closes the nonprofit arm of Anchor, I'll be okay with that. That's not a problem. The only reason it exists is because no one else is doing the work, and we need the work to happen here. So everything we do right now, I know a lot of the economics that this board focuses on. Everything we do on Anchor's nonprofit side is more around community health. And it's doing our best to help those that can't help themselves.
And I'd point out that Mr. Cameron and his organization, they're one of the ones wanting the least Martin Luther King building.
I do that.
And some of the resources they'll make available at no cost to us is helping to train our officers. Is that right?
We right now have a CDC grant that we're stewarding that it's all focused on first responders.
But I feel like we have to kind of wait because we got to decide what we're going to do in this building.
That's true.
We're going back and forth with different things, even trying to figure out why it's named MLK Building. But I think until we have a real meeting and decide what we're going to do with this building, if we're going to just give it to the fire department just the way it's, or just keep it and, or give it, we need to.
It's already been given to
We
the
need
fire
to,
department.
first
It's
of all, let
already
me
been
finish.
given.
Let me finish.
Guys,
Let me finish. We need to decide what we're going to do with this building. And after we decide, then we can have these discussions. Because we keep having discussions about the same thing
you
without.
can't even allow them to make a pitch until we make the decision. Either
That's
way,
what I'm saying. So let's
it's
have.
my fault this time, but
I understand that.
so let me finish. I want to recognize you because I'm asking y'all to allow me to have more time to see if I can find some help with a solution.
And we need to figure out the MLK building before you decide.
There's no
What
decision.
needs to
I'm not
be,
making any decision.
you know, before you even need to, figure out.
We're doing that work with or without that
I
building.
think the mayor, you did a good
We're
job
doing
on
the
that.
work right
for-
now across the street
Go,
from the courthouse.
you know,
The only
study it
reason
on
we're
your-
looking for another location.
I'll come back to anything with y'all for a while. I'm not.
Yeah.
The only reason we're looking for another location is to move the nonprofit arm out of the clinical office. Right now, we're running both of them under the same roof, which is really efficient. But the clinical side of the office is growing just as much as the nonprofit side. And we need the room.
Well, thank you for what you and your wife do, and y'all, they got a race this weekend, to raise a little money. I'm gonna run it.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll tell y'all to come run with me or walk with me. Cameron, thank you so much.
Thank you, Cameron.
All right, with that, I'm gonna dismiss the meeting. Anybody have something to do?
Yes.
We're at.
Appreciate you. But I